before I get to La Russell, let's start off with Jack Harlow. All of his biggest hits should have been Wayne records. Really think about how them songs sound. Like, just strip away his vocals. Like, What's Poppin' already had Wayne on it. But imagine if it was just Wayne on that record. Would that not sound like a Wayne record? That should have been a Wayne record. Even that First Class, I didn't like that song, but the beat was it was decent. I didn't think it was like, oh my God, but it was decent. Imagine Wayne on it. It would have took it to a whole nother tier. That should have been a Wayne record. Listen to that record again, the instrumental. Hey, somebody out there that's good at mixing, DJ, engineer, somebody need to put some Wayne verses on those instrumentals. Even, what's the other one? The Nail Tech, that Whips and Chains joint? Wayne. That song already sounds a lot like Truffle Butter in terms of the production. So all them records should have went to Wayne. Listen, what record labels need to do is find natural talent and stop using algorithms. I know it's easier said than done in this day and age, but stop using algorithms to find who's hot when they're already hot, or stop using algorithms to try to find who's hot. Stop going for whoever just has connections. Oh, that's so-and-so's nephew or so-and-so's friend's cousin. Sometimes, I know it's about who you know, but y'all gotta get better at finding a needle in a haystack. Y'all gotta get better at weeding out who is genuine talent, who is gonna be easy for us to market to people. They just need the right platform. They just need their stuff on steroids. You know what I'm saying? They just need the right aesthetic, or whatnot. But other than that, musically or their personality wise, people are gonna easy to mark. Like a Tyler the Creator. If he wasn't so self-driven, for a record label to pick somebody like that up before anyone else knows who they are, he's easy to market to. He's got a lot of personality. His music's very different. His music has something to say. He's lacing all these different nuances into his music, and it's actually good. And it doesn't all sound the same over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's so many reasons why that's not forced. They was re-rocking. So this moniker was done with the re-rock. That's what that was. I'll tell you if I think something's a fact. So I'm not saying it's a fact. I could be wrong. They sat down in a meeting with him. This is what they do with their artists, especially ones that's not like super legacy acts yet. They sat down in a meeting with Jack, and they said, we need a more solid path. You kind of still amorphous. You the white kid that doesn't look like he knows how to rap, but you do. We got you on a song with Wayne. It did this, this, and this. What's next? How can we take this to the next level? You know what I'm saying? Like, businesses, no matter what the business is, they're always trying to upscale. So how can we take this to the next level? So they probably was like, had a conversation with him, So where do you see yourself? And he probably said, yeah, I really like neo soul. I like black music, and I, like R&B and all of this. And they probably like, all right, bet. We're going to put you in a studio with some songwriters to help you get out the melodies, help you get out the right melodies and right pockets. We're going to get you, a stylist. You know what I'm saying? The stylist is going to give you a modern day version, how Mos Def and Talib Kweli and Common used to dress back in like the 90s, like in the early 2000s. We're going to give you some type of, you know what I'm saying? We're going to re-rock this whole Jack Harlow brand that we making money off of. That way we get our ROI. You know what I'm saying? That's all they think about, ROI. That's why once someone gets a viral success, they're going to try to milk that artist for all they worth. Even if the people are like, no, we don't care. We don't want it. They're going to be like, well, what if we re-rock it and repackage it like this? And it's like, to me, that's what I thought. I thought it was probably 40% his idea and then 60% the label. I think it was some collaborative effort. And this is why it's better to have artist development in a way that's not forced. And I know that's a whole nother rabbit hole. And that's kind of the good thing of the internet and social media. As much as I hate that an algorithm picks who's hot and who's not, I also like the pros of it, where the ability to be independent and to create music videos and content and music and everything from your house, it enables people to develop themselves as an artist without a manufactured way of doing that through a record label. Where a record label saying, well, maybe you're this, maybe you're that. you know, and that's what happens when you kind of like, okay, he got a hit record, but he don't have much personality. Like he just the nonchalant white kid that's just like, yeah, you know, I got this girl one day. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's why I know it's not just about me. You know, I'm trying to part the seas and bring in a whole new wave of artists that's really interesting and exciting. La Russell is having the same problem that Ye had. 1,000,000% he was out of pocket. So I don't excuse it. But I get what he was trying to reason with himself in his mind when he did all of that in terms of Ye. I think he was trying to be like, okay, I'm just going to be like a Christ-like figure. Jesus Walks. He was on the cover of Rolling Stone when he first blew up with the crowns. He wants to be a Christ-like figure. So what he did is he went from one extreme to the other. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, all these rappers is like villainous. They don't care about women. They don't care about, they lawless. They talking about substance abuse or substance selling, making money, pharmaceuticals. I'm going to be the extreme opposite. So much is like Jesus Walks on steroids, where I am the Jesus that walked. And I'm just going to be like with the beggars and the lepers and the lames and the prostitutes. I'm just going to accept everybody. I'm going to accept everybody and just be like a Buddha. Like, I love everybody. What made it weird is like, okay, if you love everybody, why are you leaning so much into just the villainous people to try to be edgy and prove a point? Because that's when it comes into like a little bit of like, okay, you're hypocritical because you want to be this messianic figure, but then at the same time, you also just trying to be controversial to get attention on your music. And that's what I got from La Russell. It's not balanced. You know, I think his intentions, there's a side of it that's positive because he's trying to be like, we are the world. But that's not how the world works. This is a yin and yang reality we live in. So everybody needs balance. And that's what Kendrick is very good at. He understands. That's why he said, I'm the biggest hypocrite since 2016. He tells you that. And he's observed that from his predecessor of Tupac. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen that, you know, play out in different archetypes and different stories. So that's balance. Have a little bit of both. A spoonful of sugar with the medicine, as they say back in the day. You know what I'm saying? What was that? Mary Poppins? Yeah, it was something. I think it was just going from one extreme to the other. Like, okay, everybody's talking about war going on and all this. So I'm going to be Mr. like lovey-dovey everybody. And it's like, that's always going to backfire. I think if you on one extreme, it's going to backfire. Like you got all these rappers that get locked up like that right when their career is about to take off because you on one extreme. You're not balanced. And even on the exact opposite of wanting to be just, you know, the most heavenly angel of a music artist. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's out of balance. It's going to backfire too. You got to be in that middle path. You got to be in between the yin and yang. And that's what I strive for, you know, with my music. Terrible call. I think he should have listened to his engineer, man. God damn. Like, that's why... You know, sometimes you got to put your ego in your back pocket. Like, all right, you know what? You're right. You know, like I'm wilding. And especially your joint just took off. And I agree with what everybody else is saying too. It's like, especially Joe Budden, even Ebro was saying like, yo, you know, I'm not going to knock you, but keep working on getting the music right and your pen game right. That's basically him in a nice, encouraging way saying, you just got signed by Hove. Get your music up, bro. Like, Hove really just, like, let's be honest. Y'all can say I'm a hater, whatever. Hove really signed him because of what he represents as a blueprint of getting yourself hot independently through the internet and social media. I'm just about truth. I show love to a lot of music artists, new, old, you know, current. That's really the main reason why. He kind of, you know, told him that was the main thing, you know, about what he was telling him at the table and all of that. La Russell sounds like one of your homies that could rap kind of decent. So whenever a beat is on, everybody freestyling, he get in and he start doing his thing, and you overly hype him up because that's your man's like, oh, yo, he not really going crazy. He's not really like, it's not that crazy, but he's fun. You know what I'm saying? But your man's is having fun, so you having fun too. Yo, we all got them friends like that. You know what I'm saying? We all got the broskies that's like that could, you know, they could carry a little flow. They got a couple, but they not like someone you look at as like, oh, they might end up being an elite music artist someday, like making actual songs and, you know, being like one of the best rappers of all time. Like, let's be real. His music is like, this is the way that we boppity bop with our hands. Be about your community and your peoples, and you keep your peoples close. But y'all gotta expand, man. Like if y'all saw even the recent Kid Cudi live, they was cooking up shit that even for this era of music still sounded refreshing and new and different. They were using synthesizers that were far from stock. Like Russell be using a lot of stock sounds in his production. I don't know who's making the beats, bro. Like, come on, man. I know he had Lil Jon do his last album, so I gotta check that out. Maybe that was better. You know, I'm open to whoever, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you have that strong of a play and a blueprint and a way to get yourself hot, even without the music being all that. I give him more credit because of that. Because then we can easily just chalk it up to like, oh yeah, well he got hot because he did a couple performances in his yard and his backyard, and his music is crazy. So of course he was gonna, you know what I'm saying? For his music to be super mid, and he got where he's at now, where he got Jay-Z's attention. I got mad respect for that. And I know it sounds like a super backhanded compliment, but I'm just being really honest. Like, that's not easy. They definitely want more artists to be like, yo, I'm gonna learn from La Russell. I'm gonna get, and then it works for them, and they get themselves hot. Grassroots movement, you know, diehard fan base, all on their own, and they got boom, 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 viral after viral, so that the labels could then swoop in and not have to do all the work that they know they're not good at. I don't know why. Y'all gotta have tastemakers working for the record labels. People with good taste could bring other people with good taste, and then we got teams of people that can help develop an artist and not force them to be someone they're not. And not have artist development look synthetic, like what happened with the Monica album. You already know, this is ZEPHY.